Hi everyone, today I'm reviewing The Elder Scrolls, the official cookbook. Recipes from Skyrim, Morrowind, and across Tamriel. This book was written by the same person who wrote the World of Warcraft official cookbook and the Game of Thrones cookbook. It was published by Inside Editions in 2019, and the full retail price is $35. However, if you buy it online, you'll save some money. So let's take a look at the description on the back. Congratulations! By opening this volume, you've taken the first step on a truly epic journey, a voyage through the vast landscapes and exquisite scents, flavors, and textures of Tamriel. The Elder Scrolls, the official cookbook, will aid you on your quest to cook up all the delicious dishes found in Skyrim, Morrowind, and beyond in this beautifully crafted cookbook based on Bethesda Game Studios' award-winning Elder Scrolls video game series. Immerse yourself in the diverse cuisines of the Nords, Bosmer, Khajiit, Dunmer, Argonians, and more, with these recipes inspired by every corner of Tamriel. This definitive compendium of Elder Scrolls recipes features inspiration for food pairings, advice for novice homesteaders, and helpful tips on adapting dishes to specific diets. Enjoy a taste of winter in Skyrim with a perfectly tart snowberry crostata. Learn the ways of the Green Pact with sweet and savory Bosmer bites. Discover the secret ingredient for Blackbriar mead, and never lose your sweet roll again. With more than 70 easy-to-follow food and drink recipes that span a variety of skill levels, The Elder Scrolls, the official cookbook, has something for every traveler and will delight every hungry dragonborn. Start here, and you too can be a gourmet. So that is the description. So let's take a look at this book. It's nice and thick. And when you open it up, you are greeted with this glorious map of the Empire of Tamriel. Really beautiful map. And of course, the first food item we see is a sweet roll. So let's take a gander at the table of contents. You can see there's an introduction, a basic section which talks about seasonings and condiments, and as you can see there's different seasoning recipes. You have a Stormcloak seasoning, Imperial seasoning, Nord spices, and more. Sides, starters, and snacks. Baked goods, soups and stews, main courses, desserts, and drinks. So what I really like about this book, I mean there's many things I like about this book, but I like how they give you this background on the different tastes of Tamriel. And it's really fascinating, right? This could have just simply been a book with recipes, but no, they actually take the time to talk about all of the different races in Tamriel that we're used to, right? When you start up the game. And they talk about how this influences the food choices and the recipe choices in this book. So it really does give a nice representation of the different food options throughout this world. And the spices are interesting. So when you're looking at a recipe later on in the book, they'll tell you that, oh, this includes Stormcloak seasoning or Imperial seasoning. So you can refer back to this to figure out, well, what exactly does that mean? So I tried out 3 recipes so far from this book, and I will show you those as we come to them. This is actually one of them right here. So one of the dishes I made was baby carrots in moon sugar glaze. So it says a pound of baby carrots, teaspoon of salt, tablespoon unsalted butter, quarter cup brown sugar, ground cardamom, and a zest of orange. So I made it exactly as they said to make it. And it turned out pretty well. If you check out the review on my website, michaelcavacini.com, you'll see a photo of my carrot dish. This book features a nice, diverse selection of recipes. I mean, you have vegetables and meats. As you saw, soups, stews. And here's another one I made, double baked potatoes. So it's 2 baked potatoes, butter, whole milk or heavy cream. I didn't have milk, so I used half and half, and that did the trick. Shredded cheese, pinch of salt. Now for this, I did not, for the first step, I did put butter on the outside of the potato, but I put it in a pan with aluminum foil. I did not put it straight on the rack and then have it drip down into a pan, because I knew that would be a mess. So I did not do that. I also didn't mix the cheese in to the potatoes. I topped it off with cheese and just let it melt on top. So really, you know, there are little ways that you can modify these recipes to suit your preferences. And here's the third dish that I made, red gourd rice. Now how did I modify this? Well, I didn't do ground lamb. We did ground beef instead. We included cinnamon, butter, paprika, coriander. Instead of molasses, we used organic syrup, because that was the closest thing that we had to that. We weren't just going to buy molasses for one dish. And yeah, I think everything else we followed exactly. And that turned out great. That was really good. But you can see there's shrimp and dip and all sorts of fascinating stuff here. Braided bread. And I like that throughout the book they tell you the level of difficulty. So that's useful, right? If you're wondering, like, okay, how hard is this going to be to make? They tell you, so you don't have to be too scared, because you wouldn't want to get halfway through the recipe and then want to call it quits. But as I said, there's more than 70 options in here, so there's really a lot of great things to make. And here are the sweet rolls, which I have not made. But I know this is one of the most popular recipes for obvious reasons. And then there's a whole section devoted to drinks. Which makes sense, right? Mead is all over the place. Especially in Skyrim. Hot spice cider, that's probably great for winter. Skooma. And more. So how many pages is this book, you may be wondering? Well, let's see. The last recipe. We're still in the drinks. Look at all these drinks. It's out of control. Alright, so the last page of recipes is 185. And then there is dietary considerations, which is useful. Measurement conversion charts. This great image from Skyrim. And that is that. And then the inside is, the inside of the back cover is also that glorious map from the beginning. So there you have it. You can see that you have, you know, nearly 200 pages. And throughout the book you have, you know, great artwork, photos of the recipes. I love when cookbooks show you this. Some cookbooks don't. They don't have photos for every single recipe, which is ridiculous. I feel like you absolutely need that. Because that way you know that if whatever you made looks even remotely like what's in the book. And that is it. So that is the Elder Scrolls, the official cookbook. Like I said, check out my full written review on michaelcavacini.com, where I go into more detail about those 3 recipes that I made. I include a couple photos, you know, or 3 photos technically, 1 of each thing that we made. Although, actually, no, it is 2 photos, because I have the red gourd rice and the carrots together on the same dish. But all 3 recipes that I made tasted great. I would absolutely try more recipes in this book. I'm a huge Elder Scrolls nut. I just love the world and just everything about it. It's just a fascinating world. I mean, and that's why these games have been going for more than 25 years. So if you are looking to do some cooking and just need some inspiration, and you happen to be an Elder Scrolls fan, this is a great book to check out. You know, there are over 70 recipes in here. Many of them are not terribly challenging. They're clearly laid out in this beautifully bound hardback book that you can buy online, you know, for a reasonable price. So I highly recommend that you do so. So that is all. Thank you for tuning in for my review of The Elder Scrolls, the official cookbook. Have a great day, guys. I'll be talking to you soon.